Playing elsewhere for their home league games. It's going to be a venue for the 2026 World Cup. As I mentioned, this was a venue for the Copa America just last month. This will also be a venue for the 2026 World Cup. The pitch might have a bit more time to bed in for that than it looks like it has for this game, but we shall see how it holds up. Plenty of Chelsea representation in the stands as well, as you would expect. Holds 71,000 people on its best day, this stadium. 2017, they opened it up to replace the famous old... A couple of minutes later than scheduled, but we are going to kick off before too long. It will be Chelsea who'll get the action underway going left. To say, maybe another fast start is what's needed here if we're going to bridge the gap between the fitness of the two teams.
Yeah, so like we mentioned, you saw some highlights in the call. So hold on, yesterday's game, big one, against Club America. See, everybody who has watched the game and you saw the highlights, oh hold on, you've seen that their path things are there. Everything that you want to see from Enzo Maresca. And yet finish article, there's a long way to go in terms of what Chelsea can do with the ball, what Chelsea cannot do with the ball. And that's what this discussion is about. There are a lot of the patterns that I saw, and then how that affects the game, how that influences the game, how these things can help the team going forward with the ball, without the ball, what this means for Chelsea, how this helps the team. Enzo Fernandez, how well he played in there. You look at players, but to say Tosin Adrebiayo, who is a new player, or Bayern, I kept on saying that he solves a specific problem with Chelsea with respect to the aerial threat and ability to break the lines on the back and run. Which a game that you could tell, say he breaks the lines on the back. Kenyan Drisby Hall, a very good attacking threat in between the lines. And Marcus several times for positional eight, for positional system name. So people as an attacking number eight. The first thing in the attacking area, and they say they should be able to break, they should be able to run the channels. And in the run the channel, they do it by using the underlapping runs. I get a friend underlapping runs. And O'Shea, the ball now, O'Shea, the first, let's go now, Maggie, share in the second goal. It was an underlapping run. It was a very good underlapping run when Sterling kept the weight, and then a branch of friend Kenan Drisby Hall did a very good underlapping run in between the outside centre back and then the centre back, and then sent the cross in there. And that's exactly what you get from that player. So inside goal, no, you could tell the ability, the technical ability, how good Abrante Feli Magui and how good he is without the ball, the press ability, the versatility, the relentless runs and in the channels, no, how good he is as a player and stuff like that. That is the level in which he is with respect to Sarah Colleton. Now, something happened in that game, something very monumental. AC was our game and manager. And see, people do not understand. But in when it happened, actually, after I said it happening, everybody could understand. And I'll take you back to the highlight that you watch. Say, where when go back and go and watch again. But before that, hey, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, turn on your notification. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm on subscribe to the channel and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notification. It's very, very imperative. In your notification turning, do choose all and then share the link as source group. Especially if there's a conversation about another game, and everything that went in there. Make sure that you share the link, subscribe to the channel, let everybody enjoy. Don't be greedy. Let everybody enjoy the analysis in here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. But I was really talking about the first few minutes. Now, people will talk about Romeo Lavia. See, before we go into the game, my main just an update on the issues on the transfer market, especially with respect to Brantford friend Conor Gallagher. So, anyone I do. The UK journalists were briefed by Chelsea. Said Chelsea for now Conor Gallagher contract. And in that contract extension, a 2+1. The amount in there was supposed to make Conor one of the most highly paid midfielders of Chelsea. Now Conor turned down the contract. That's the truth. In the last years, I've been telling you about Conor Gallagher agency group. I am from the elite agency group. Now, if you do a little bit of research, you realize that in the elite agency group, players that they own. Conor Gallagher is the most valuable of all of these players. Yes, most of them players know Championship, Division 1, Division 2, the lower tiers of English football. And they are not as valuable like somebody like Conor Gallagher. So this is huge value. It's a player that they know that they are going to, that's their cash cow. Now, in June, the brief is that Aston Villa had come in with a club record fee hovering around 55 million thereabouts for Conor Gallagher. They agreed with Chelsea under the covers. Nobody knew about it. When the club to club conversations were done and Chelsea involved the player's agent and then, of course, the player that, hey, this is what is going on. The club wants you. We have agreed with them. You should speak to them and know if there's something that you want to take on. Conor's agents, the elite agency group, said no. They are not going to accept that deal. They won't go to Aston Villa. They won't play in the Champions League with Aston Villa and under Unai Emery. It's also like, oh, okay, fine. And in the last few hours, Obianim said the Atletico de Madrid team have now pushed in. They've now asked questions. They want to get a bunch of friend Conor Gallagher. Like I told you yesterday, it's about the age of Koke. It's about the fact that Gabi is out of the team. Fernando Llorente would have to play in a different position. If you look at Axel Witsel last season, he was playing at centre back. They want that energy levels in the middle of the park to press, to be energetic, to chase the ball down almost every channel. Sir, any idea very important in the first and second phase for coach Efreno Diego Simeone. And that's why Conor Gallagher is such an important player to the course and everything that he wants to do Atletico de Madrid, and he wants to get him. Now, Atletico Fono, like I said, within the range of around 35 million, I could see about 45 million there. They are willing to pay for Conor Gallagher. Now, just when this news came, then Chelsea brought that news again. Said they have given him that contract extension again, the second time. So 2 years plus 1, but Conor's on sign. Now, for you to understand, you have to remind yourself that Conor's contract expires in 2026. Conor knows he's Chelsea for any person more turning for peer profit. Now, listen on. Everybody's trying to play ball. Conor knows Chelsea for now trying to sell him for pure profit. Chelsea will do everything possible not to lose out on the money that Conor Gallagher comes with. That is why they are giving him the 2 years plus 1. It's 3 years. About 2 years near, they will decide to see if we extend the contract or not. In my opinion, I think it is enough time for Conor to fight for his place at Chelsea, to be a mainstay, to grow. It is also gives Chelsea, it's a win-win for Chelsea, and it's a contracting a smart deal for Chelsea directors. Say, man the contract on, that's the one signing. Then we know that, okay, we gave him a contract, we didn't sign. We showed him that we wanted him to stay here. He just didn't sign the contract and he has gone. If he signs the contract, it is enough time for us to grow and say, okay, fine. In the last 2 years, we've given you a contract. We expect your performances to get better. So our performances get better and other teams come up. We can sell you. Your value might have gone up. Then we get the money. That's win-win for them. If Conor goes, they get pure profits now of around 45 million, which is also a good one for Chelsea Football Club. And Conor standing down. We are just waiting to see. Conor just returned from holidays. What his agents are going to say, what Conor Gallagher himself is going to say. Is he going to accept the deal to Atletico de Madrid, or he's not going to accept that deal? No? We don't exactly know. We don't particularly know what the decision is going to be with respect to Conor Gallagher. The updates that came with him with Atletico de Madrid and his man. But then we obviously know said there has been a deal that has been given to him by Chelsea. He has turned it down as it stands now. He would want to look at it again. He would want to check it again to see if he's going to go on and then join the team or Atletico de Madrid. And I say he is not going to do that. So we wait to see if Conor Gallagher, everything is going to go on well for Abrante friend Conor Gallagher and his move to team my friend Atletico de Madrid. Now, back to another game. So if you watch the game, Chelsea went into that game with a very, very dissimilar. Now, Enzo Maresca had very interesting. What Enzo Maresca did was that he played with James not as a right back, but a right centre back. In his social lineup now, it was Robert Sanchez, James, Tosin Adriabiayo, Benoit Belachele, Levi Cole, back four. And inside back four, it means that Chelsea had 2 right backs in there. Now, one of them was going to play as a right back. One of them was going to play as a right centre back. Now, the company if you want to ball Romeo Lavia, ball Kenan Drisby Hall, ball Kenan Drisby ball Abrante Freno, Christopher Nkuku, as 2 of them as attacking 8 in there. Then played Sterling, Noni Madueke, any Abranti Feno, Magiu up front. Now, if you look at the tactical setup of our team now on the tactical setup on your screens right now, it means that the back three now becomes Abranti Feno, Rhys James, Tosin Adrabia as the CCB, central center back, to dictate the pace of the game, to break lines from deep, to be the dictator in chief of everything that Chelsea were doing from a chair on them, and also the area threat that he can give you. On the left hand side, there was a branch of Levi, Benoit Belashile. Now, Levi, not even air managing a load with training, plenty training, they ran near that. So they wanted to manage his load. It's your man, Bobby. Then, the starting game now, with James goes into an RCB, and I think that he was very good. Because when it's about himself, I've had a lot of people say, why don't you play him as a right back, non-co-op and now? One, always remember Reese's injuries. Reese injuries, baby, you can't put a lot of load on him, a lot of stress on him. Say on Combran, it may be problematic. Now, this RCB or RB, so invertible, affords him to go short distances, but also very effective to use other parts of him. Now, he could dictate the pace of the game. Mind you, Reese, as a young player, played in central areas. Into Onwa at the back, he was a very good ball playing center back at the back, together with Tosin Aderebiayo. And Abranti Efeno, Malo Gusto, now inverted into the middle of the park with Romeo Lavia. If you have been listening to me for the better part of a year now, you know that I've been saying consistently that boy, your friend Romeo Lavia, and you're one of the best tactically on the ball without the ball in the positional system as a six. Whether as a lone six, whether as a double six, somebody that controls the game, somebody that gives you that has that arrogance on the ball, also has that arrogance without the ball. That's technical, and then I mean, how do you even say it? The cognitive ability to be able to dictate the pace of the game with the head, and of course using the feet as a tool. And yesterday, Romeo Lavia was that guy. Romeo Lavia was the guy. And absolutely, I watched the game and I said, this is the guy I kept on talking about yesterday. He looked so up to speed. He looked the part. He would go into tackles. He didn't look as if there was fear in him. And I think that James would have loved to be paired in the middle of the park with him. Malo Gusto also had a space to run around because Romeo Lavia covered the space for him. And I think that predominantly, as the deep line playmaker, deep from within, the boy that was called Romeo Lavia was excellent. He was excellent on the ball, without the ball, dictated the pace of the game several times. And for me, in the first half, he was one of my best players, setting up a very good game in there, played some excellent stuff. When he got into the game, what he wanted to do on the ball, he wasn't worried about it. He did exactly what he has to do on the ball. He made sure that he imposed himself on the ball. And you watch games like this and you ask yourself, how much did Chelsea miss somebody like Nkuku and then Romeo Lavia last season? Lavia was so important in the middle of the park. And it gave Malo Gusto the ability to run around, get into the left-hand side channel, come back in. And that left axle now became Benoit Belashile, Malo Gusto, and then you had Kenan Drisby Hall in there and then Raheem Sterling. It was such a blissful moment. That axle, you could always get somebody in between the line. Somebody who receive and that pressure could then play forward to somebody that's to Kenan Drisby Hall. They could play some excellent stuff in there. You could understand what he wanted to do. Now, this is what I was telling you earlier on that I wanted to tell you about that happened. See, when Lavia, obviously I'm talking about, played some good stuff, won the penalty for the team. When Lavia won the penalty, if you were watching that highlight, you can go back and watch again. It was Noni Maduikeda taking the ball to go and effect the penalty. Then quickly, Noni was standing there. Then Tosin Aderebiayo ran, stalls him. He doesn't even waste too much time. Say something quickly, and Noni drops the ball. It was after the game that now Enzo Maresca told everybody that he had told Tosin Aderebiayo to go and tell him that he should let the ball be given to Christopher Nkuku because he wants Nkuku to be the penalty taker in the absence of Conor Gallagher. And for me, that is not a laissez-faire attitude. It is straightforward. It is up. It is confirmed. You know exactly what you are doing. You know what you are being asked to do, and it helps a lot. Again, one of the things that I think helped a lot so much was the out of possession shape against Celtic. One of the biggest problems that Chelsea had was out of possession. How do they deal with the ball without it? The high line that they were having in this game, they were able to drop the line and they were able to exert pressure when they had to. And key amongst them was the boy that's called Romeo Lavia. Very, very important. And I just ran out of words to describe him. I just hope that that boy stays fit. Yesterday was so important. If you have a midfield of Enzo Fernandez, Moise Caicedo, Romeo Lavia, if you have Ken Drisby, all if you have Conor Gallagher, you have Kani Chukwemeka, I think you have enough. The only thing that is left is that physical ability, but the combativeness, you have it in Caicedo and Romeo Lavia. Just the height and the physical ability. But these guys can eat spaces. They can cover a lot of ground and they are very, very important players yesterday. And Romeo did show everything that he could able to, everything that he is able to do in there yesterday for Chelsea Football Club. And for me, I think that he was such an important player. And he is quality. He is quality. Yesterday, you watched the game, you understand what kind of a player that he is. Even the likes of Leslie Gochuku were playing so well. They were doing some good stuff in there. You could just tell that this team is going small. The team was truly going. They were getting better. And in the first half, it was total dominance on them. In the second half, the other guys come in. They also play some good stuff. If you see, after the first goal, watch the Kenyan Drisby Hall go again. The Kenyan Drisby Hall set it up. Sorry, setting up McGee again. The underlapping run as an attacking number 8 was so good. And yesterday, these are things that you expect from your players. I can see some players getting better. Enzo Fernandez came on, he wasn't really up to speed. Physically, he's not there yet. He's preparing to get there. Nkuku was brilliant, scoring 2 goals yesterday. Scoring the first one yesterday. What he gave to the team was very important as a second striker, as somebody that's playing behind. I feel like now Chelsea are beginning to cut back a lot, which is very, very important. Second half, when Jorgensen came on, boy, that is the delivery that we were talking about. When somebody's on, when he wants to deliver the ball, when he wants to do your distributions, when you want to pass short, when you want to pass long, and the arrogance on the ball, for me, that's the most important thing about a ball playing goalkeeper. You don't want to look worried, you don't want to look jittery, and I think that Philip Jorgensen was just that guy. He was spot on in passing, finding the passing lanes, going long, going medium. He's just the guy that Chelsea wanted, and in the second half, everybody could see. But that doesn't mean that Robert Sanchez was bad in the first half either. Robert was clean also in his balls, made some excellent saves in them. So all round. Noni Madueke seems to be going very well. And I just hope that the team can keep on going like this, build from this. You can see that the patterns are beginning to come. Sometimes it's too forced, but it'll get natural the more that with time when they possess more, when they play together more. And I like the intensity. See, when you are playing in games like this, you want intensity to start with. You want to press, you want to counter press, you want to win the ball very high and wide. And that's exactly what Romeo Davia did before he won the penalty. Pressing, counter pressing close to the opponent's box, won the ball, drove into the box and then won the penalty. And it was high octane, very, very high octane. These things, if you're able to do them, you get the best in everything that you do. You get the best off the ball, you get the best on the ball. The patterns for me were showing, like I did mention to you earlier. You were seeing, and you see, in positional play, like I told you, the seamless runs, the seam runs that you want, underlapping, overlapping, depending on where the winger is or your fullback is, you underlap, and those are the ways that you break down low blocks. The reason these are part of the things that you need. This is the reason why these big teams are able to break down low blocks, and you're able to see them in yesterday's game from the attacking number 8. They are so important. Kenan Drisby or whoever becomes attacking number 8 will be very important in that structure. And at the end of the day, you watch games like this, you get to understand the kind of things that I've been saying almost for a year ago in there. You see those seamless runs, and you look at the wingers, Noni Madueke, Raheem Sterling, keeping the way. Now it isolates them 1v1. Their 1v1 threats now comes in. Their dribbling ability, their cards back, their passing back, and stuff like that becomes very, very important. And that's able to create space for attacking number 8 to occupy. When they do occupy that, then it's about how good they can be. I didn't mention that if you look at the job of Romeo Lavia, he was one of the best that you could see yesterday. Again, Nkuku, somebody that strikes the ball cleanly, can be good. You can see that Maresca is now, his kind of football is now showing. Out of possession also really did improve very well. And for me, these are things that I saw in the first half that were very, very exciting. I loved every bit of the game that I did see yesterday. And for me, I mean, you can see that the Chelsea team is growing. You can see that it's growing. Club America in the second half were a little bit more compact against Chelsea, preventing Noni Maduki from getting those cards backs and the 1v1s in there. But for me, Lavia still in the second half was one of the best. Igochukwu came on and then took over from exactly where Lavia he ended as a number 6 role in there. He's a very good player. I mean, very lanky, but then with time, I think Igochukwu's going. Kuku had a sticky feet. Viega looked good on both sides of inverting and into a pivot. I think that there is more to come for the Chelsea team, and that's some good stuff that I've seen over there. We wait to see how everything goes on. Of course, today we'll be going on to Insurance, so you can meet me there at Insurance World, do all the analysis. But yes, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much. Send a notification. Make sure you do choose all. Make sure you share the link, and make sure you are there to enjoy every analysis. Bye bye.